Now we've done this we've got this to this point with our plan. Now it's time to do some things. You may have heard me say about paper space before. We can actually print this out as it shows like this on the drawing, but it doesn't come up that attractive. So what you'll see these tabs I have down the bottom down here. Now this is my template. I've made this template up. If you're working here, you'll find that you'll just take my template that I've made and it'll be pretty easy for you. So rather than run through how we make these templates up, we'll start off, we'll go to floor plan, because the floor plan is what we're going to want to do. Now this was just a dummy house I did at the time to make this paper space up. I don't think we'll go all the way into that at the moment, but because we've done our own plan on the model plan, whatever's on the model plan, if we redefine this, it'll pick up that plan. So we go into redefine. Now, it's the floor plan. So the floor plan, remember we put all our floor coverings and everything on our floor coverings location, so that's where we're going to do our floor plan. Okay, now it shows here what's going to come through. So we want it in pattern, so make sure it's in pattern. Go into our eye, whatever's on the eye here is what's going to show up. So you know, we look at them all. We've got sewer, we don't want anything on the sewer, we want nothing on the foundation. On the ground floor we want to see our appliances, we don't want our ceilings coming through or our cabinets. We want to see our columns. We don't want to see our electrical plan on our floor plan. We want to see our we don't want to see any interior furniture, any interior lighting. That's all for the electrical plan later on. So we want to see our plumbing fixtures, our roofs, and our walls. We don't want to see anything on our elements on our terrain, but in our notation we want to see our text. We don't actually want to see our drafting either. So just like that, and we go OK, and then this will show what it's going to look like. You could maybe put beams on there, so we might go back in there into our eye and maybe just click that and go down to beams, and we'll put our members in there, and that'll show the beams around the porch. You don't have to, but I just might look a bit better. And we push update. Now this takes a little while for the machine to do this, but you've got to go through in each one, select what you want to see. Now this has got no dimensions on this, I haven't bothered with this. This is solely a sales plan. Okay, so we zoom in there a bit, we'll see it's a lot cleaner looking lines. It's got our floor, it's got our dimensions we did earlier, and the names of our rooms. It shows the house pretty clearly with the veranda and whatnot. Being a sales plan, we're not interested in the dimensions so much, because you remember, you draw these houses, the customers may just take them to another company and they'll draw them. Now this is going to be pretty easy for them to copy, but it'll just make it even easier if you put dimensions on it. It's not for drafting in such as we use to actually build the house. We can use this for that, but this is not what this exercise is about. So now that we've done that one, the next one we can now print that. We just go print, same old as normal you would print. Then we got our site plan. Again, we click on it till it goes green. We go over here. Now you may be able to just go update. If they're set, you can just go update, but I'll just go through the redefine way. Now our site plan wants to be done on the ground floor. I've got it set to a scale of 1 to 200. Again, you go through and you'll have a look what we've got on here. Sewer nothing, foundations nothing, ground floor. We want a lot of the things we had before. We want plumbing fixtures, roofs and walls, whatnot. Floor coverings, we don't want anything. I don't want the thatching to come through on this one, otherwise it gets too busy. I don't want any kitchen floors. You can put the beams in, I'm not going to worry about it. It's only a site plan to show them where it is off the boundaries. Upper floor we want nothing, gutters we want nothing, grid we want nothing, barge we want nothing, gable we want nothing, and so on. So that's set up right. Then we'll go into we want site boundaries to show, because this is what it's all about, site plans. We've got our site boundaries. Our notation, we want our dimensions to be shown, and we want our drafting to show. We don't want to see text, because the text will come through in 1 to 100 scale and the drawings in 1 to 200 scale. I don't know why that is. That's just the way the program works, and they can't give you an answer to fix it. and we don't want to see electrical wiring. So we go OK there, make sure our pattern's on, and we go update. One other thing actually, when the other screen was up, here we go, is a perfect example. When the other screen was up, see how it's missed out. We can zoom in here. We've got the house here, but we've missed out on the block over here, and I'll show you why. So if we click on there, we go back to redefine. See how it was over to the side here? If you can't see it all on this screen, it's not going to come through. So now that I can see all that, that'll come through. So we go update. Always takes a little while. Some things take longer than others. There we go. Now we zoom back out of there. Now that it's got to show people where the house is going to sit on block. That's all we need. We've got our measurement from here to here. Our measurements here, here, and here. Now they're the measurements we put on earlier. So if you bring it up this stage and go, oh, I forgot to put this measurement here or whatever it is, it's easy. Just go back into the model, go onto the floor that this is on. Remember when we went here, we're on ground floor because that's where our site plan's taken off, the ground floor. So if we want to put extra measurements on, we make sure they go on the ground floor level, and then we just push update. I'm not going to worry though because we've already updated this one. So that'll put some extras on there. If this is not where you like it, hit the green. This button up here moves things, so you just move it over a bit. Too easy. The next one's dimension plan. I won't worry about this now. I do this dimension plan. This is when I take it off. Once we've sold the house, we're going to take it off the drafting, quickly put some dimensions on it so our drafties can see the dimensions. That's another time. I'll do that later. Now here's our elevation. I'll just push update. I'll show you this. This does take a little bit of time, this one, so we might come back in a second when it's done. Okay, now it's updated. Now if we zoom in here, we just want to check a few things to make sure it's come through. Now our gable hasn't come through very well, so what we want to do, because it's still got bricks behind it and our sticks aren't there, so we'll go redefine. We want to be on the elevation because this is an elevation. We're on an elevation level. We'll go into our Y. We'll go through the motions again. Foundations, nothing on foundations. Ground floor. We want interior lighting. That way you can see the lights. You don't have to have interior lighting. We take the interior lighting off if you like. We want columns. We want only the necessary items to show on the plan. Floor coverings. We want nothing there. We want nothing in kitchen walls. Beams. We want the members to come through. Actually I'll leave that there. Upper floor we want walls and we want members. Gutters, we want the members. Grid, we want nothing. Barge, we want members because I remember we put the members on the barge location. And gable, we want members and we want walls. And I'm pretty sure we want columns because that's how we did our sticks, which we might also do that in upper floor because I'm not sure. Members and walls, columns. We'll go OK and we'll update that. It takes about a minute or so. Alright, now we've got our elevation and it looks pretty good, but there's a few things to me that just don't look very good. For one, these sticks here don't look very good, and the gutter here is missing either side. Righto, so what we might do is go back into model. We'll go to 2T perspective, and we've got that gutter. That gutter's finishing here, where the wall actually finishes over here. So we need to take that and snap it onto the wall, corner of the wall. I've taken knob snap off. Slap that to the end of the wall there. I'm going to do the same on the other side here. Now once upon a time before we could do this type of line space, we would have had to draw this. The manipulation in the paper space wasn't that easy, but now I can just, now that I've done that, I just go back into, oh not sheet 2, go back into oh sorry, I wasn't in the right spot. Go back in elevation, click on it, update it, and when it comes back it'll be fixed. Oh, now this is something with Envisioneer that annoys the crap out of you. Do not push your roller button and slide at the same time. It crashes every time. The problem now is we've lost all our changes since its last auto save, so this is why pushing the save button is what you have to do. Anyway, we'll come back once I've fixed it. Now, after I've gone and fixed it up and changed things around again, this is the gutter's back against the sides here, and we'll zoom in. Now just be careful the way you do this. Don't zoom in while that little hand's up. Now this here looks very ugly. I've got a little bit hanging underneath here, a little bit hanging underneath here. I've got a little bit of this hanging down here. That doesn't look good. These don't run through. So a simple way to fix some of this is we select on the drawing, we go edit. Okay, now we select, say, that line there, and go extend, and bang, we extend that through there. And then we push escape, we'll go over here, we'll go extend, which is this one, extend that through there. Now what we can do is push escape, and we go cut, and we can cut that there. Escape, click on this line because this line's a different line. We go cut that line there. Escape, we can just click on that one and push delete, get rid of that one. Click on that line there and we'll go cut, and we'll just cut everything up against that line there. Oops, do it again. Okay, push escape. Now you'll see these little black lines there. We just delete those out. Delete that out. Delete that out. Now if we go from here to here, hold the shift down. Just be careful in this view because trust me, it will crash on you. So just be careful on your movements. Right, and push extend. We'll grab this one here and just go bang like that, and it'll stand through and hit that line. Push escape. Regularly push save while you're doing this. You don't want to have to keep going over it 1,000 times. That'll take a second. There we go. Now push that button and push shift so the whole lot's green here. We'll go cut, and we'll cut that. We'll cut that. Push escape once. Highlight that. Push delete. And that's starting to look a little bit better. We've got highlight that one. Go cut. Bang. Oh, that's not going to cut. Alright, we'll just escape that. Just make a little window over it like that. And push delete. Go over here. A little window over it. Push delete. These couple of lines here, same thing. Push delete. Another one there. Push delete. I don't think anyone noticed that in the planet there. You got a little gap in those lines, so we won't worry about that. But you could fix them if you really wanted to. This here isn't quite right. I don't think that'll be too bad for the plane. This one here, get rid of those. Get rid of that. Delete. Zoom back on the plan, see if you think it looks alright. Now that's looking much better. Our spreaders here don't look really good, so what we could do is highlight the bottom one there, go extend, and just escape. They're not going to extend. Why not? Highlight that, go extend. There's a few lines involved in there. Okay. Now we'll do the same up here. We'll push escapes, highlight that, go extend, click there, click there, click, click there, there, there. Righto, push escape. So that doesn't look too bad. I mean, you could do a little bit of tidying up if you wanted to, but but from a plan view, that'll look fine. So just push escape, and then you're back into the normal view. Now, if you look at that, and at the moment, that's once you do this to all of them, you can centre them up by just keeping your ortho on, hitting that button there, and just sliding it across. This here's a title block. This is a different block altogether. Now see how I've highlighted that, and that's all gone green. But all our things here are all to one side. That looks a bit ordinary. It should be set up right in the first place, but it's not in this particular case, so it doesn't hurt to know how to move a few things. So push edit, click on that one, hold down shift. Word of advice, take your fingers off shift when you're going to move. Hold down shift, click it, take your fingers off shift, hold down shift, because if you try and do things with too many buttons moved in this view on paper space, it will crash. Now that you've pushed this button, which is the move button, just go straight across, bring it to about where you want it, and go like that. Close enough for me. Push escape. Once you've done all this to these different elevations, your 4 elevations, and it all looks neat, you're ready to print it. Okay. Another thing, just say this was a 2.4 ceiling. At the moment, I've got this set up for 2.550. It was a 2.4 ceiling. You'd come up here to this little thing here. You go insert block, drop down list. You'd come down to 2.450 ceiling height. I think it's the right one. Just drop it over here first to check it, make sure it's the right one. Yes. Now, what I would do is highlight it. Go move, come right down in this corner till you hover over that corner and the little node goes square there like that. Hang on to that. Come over here down in this corner and bang, put it on there. Now what you do, you see it's changed, it's the same as the other one, it's just changed the height. So then you'd click on the one that's got 2.550 written on it, just push delete, and then you'll have a 2.550 ceiling height set up. Okay, I don't want to do that, so I'm going to edit undo this before it saves. Okay, now one other thing where it comes to do with this, your electrical plan, same sort of thing. Go through, put in the things you want on, want off. So we've got it like this, so we're going to go redefine. This is taken off the ground floor. Okay, now we go into our eye. In this one we want to see our appliances. Sewer's got something on. We don't want to see on sewer plan, we want to see nothing, so display none. Foundation, display none. Ground floor we want to see appliances. We want to see columns. We want to see electrical elements. We want to see interior furniture. No, we don't want to see interior furniture because that's our shelves. We want to undo that. Interior lighting we want to see. We want to see our plumbing fixtures, our roofs, and our walls. Alright. Okay. Update. Shouldn't take too long. This one's usually reasonably quick. Righto. Now the person can see what they're going to get. All their PowerPoints are there, their lighting, diagram. Now down here you might have noticed this has got question mark, question mark, question mark. Rather than going and editing each one of these, you come up to this one here that says update title block. Click on the question mark and edit definition or edit attributes. We want to edit the attributes. So we go like this and we put our client's name. No, that doesn't matter. We'll just make some things in there. So we go and change all this. Blah, blah, blah. You'll have all your right things in there. Righto. Okay. Right. Now that's highlight it by clicking on it. Come up to this one here. Drop down, and I'll go define block. Define it. Call it 2A, because each one of these different title blocks, this same title block is put on all of these plans, and I've called it 2A. Righto. So if you go call this new one that we've done down here, we call that 2A, lowercase. It'll say pick a point. The point you need to pick is right here. Alright, go OK, and go push OK, and it'll say block definition already exists, overwrite. You want to say yes. And if I go now into electrical plan, see how it's changed? If I go into elevation plan, it's changed. Because I called it the name to start off with, and we've just copied and replaced all the way over, so you don't have to do it on all of them. You do it once and it fixes for the whole lot. So very handy to learn how to use this. Brings a nice looking plan up for presentation to your client once you've finished. And really it doesn't take too long. As long as you've drawn your house right, it does take a little bit of working at what do I turn on, what do I turn off, what floor level things go, a little bit of trial and error, and you'll find you'll get it, no trouble at all. On my electrical plan there's something that's missing, and I will go into a next video and I'll show you how to do room regions, but I usually drop a room region in on here which tells me the size of the house, like how many square meters and all this thing is. So we'll do that in the next video.